you've all been very vocal about this sequel happening. You basically Beetlejuiced it. And now I'm curious as to know, how did it happen from your end, of course?
Yeah, I mean, the fans were maybe more vocal than us about the show, constantly wanting another season, wanting more, and before we even finished the show, I always had the premonition, the vision, the need, the want for a movie or for more. You know, as soon as we finished, I think we were all happy to kind of take a breath and walk away, branch out, do our own thing for a while. But immediately, almost, I was like, God, I miss you guys. I miss the show. I miss being there every single day with everybody, and I just wouldn't let it die. And so I think there was at one point we did a Teen Wolf reunion on Zoom, and I was sort of part of getting that together and just keeping the word alive, and so I was always an advocate for this happening, and it still feels like very surreal and like I'm dreaming that, that it's actually a legitimate thing. It's bizarre. It's just been so rushed. Like, we're actually here doing press for it now.
It was pretty insane.
We just finished.
It's wild.
Less than a month ago.
Yeah, something like that.
So there was an article that came out really, really early on that Teen Wolf was going to be made a movie, and I saw it, and my heart got so warm, and I felt so happy. So I messaged Jeff Davis, our creator, and I just congratulated him and said, I'm so excited for you guys. Hope you have the best time. I hope it's wonderful for you. I'm there with you. No idea, because I didn't even think that far. And he said, actually, can I call you?
Oh my God.
And at that moment, I think I knew, and it wasn't. And it was interesting because I didn't feel fear or apprehension. I felt like,
It's happening.
oh my God. That's such a wonderful feeling, because especially when you walk away from a character purposefully, but to feel that love for her again and all of that come back was really wonderful. And then he said, listen, would you like to come back? And I was like, yes. And then the rest sort of happened the way it happens in Hollywood. But it was really, really wonderful. It was a really great moment. I don't think a lot of people get that.
Yeah. Similar. It was a phone call with Jeff Davis, and I was up shooting something else, and I just said, hey man, honestly, like, I'd love to do it. I know the fans are just so diehard about this thing. They love these characters, and so it's been really fun to come back and bring the characters back to life, see friends and really family again, which has been awesome. So it feels selfish because we got so much out of it just being back together again. But I'm glad that the fans are excited, and I hope they enjoy watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. So
now, as the show keeps getting new fans, like, there's a whole new fan base of the show and younger generation being exposed to the show. And I'm curious as to know, what do you think is the secret to this story that makes it so eternal?
I've been thinking about that for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, what is the secret sauce for this?
I honestly don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Those are always questions where I feel like we could take a stab at it and we can make our best guess, but really it's kind of, I think, everybody's like individual, unique journey to finding the characters, to finding which character speaks to them and which one they feel a connection to. So it's always hard to like pinpoint that one thing. I think for everybody it's something different, and I know some people have found it when they were younger, some people have found it when they were older, and so everybody just connects to something in their own unique way. So I think maybe that's part of it. It's just there's so many amazing characters in this world that are on their own specific journeys that somebody somehow finds a way to really connect with one of them and, you know, finds themselves kind of lost in it.
But there's this really wonderful supernatural element, obviously, but then the characters are rooted in real problems and real issues, and especially during when the show was on, it was things that real teenagers were going through, like love and loss and who am I and what is my sexuality and all of these beautiful things that I feel like it's really fun to watch all the magic of it, but then there's some real honest like truth that the stories are always about, that I think maybe that's what I related to, at least.
I think so too. I think Teen Wolf, watching it again over the last like 5 years, I'm like, this show was so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It really was. All the topics that we were hitting, I was like, that's stuff that's prevalent now, and we're still trying to like get untabooed.
Yeah.
Jeff Davis is an incredible writer, and he did a really good job at like crafting and curating the show. But then also outside of all of the content, I think we have something special here. I think it goes beyond
that's
definition
nice.
and explanation. I think it's spiritual.
That's
and I
nice.
think people know that. Like whenever, like I'm getting chills right now. Like when we started the show, it was immediate, just like family.
Yeah.
And I love you guys. And I think people can feel that. I think they can feel the something.
The
Yeah.
warmth,
The
maybe.
warmth, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Tell us about your first day back on set. How did it feel like? Did it feel like a time machine?
It was wild.
Tyler and I had the first scene of the day, the first day on set. It was really early. Stupid
Really,
early.
yeah, earlier than you ever usually go to set. I mean, I think, what was your call? Like, you were there like 3 or 3:30 in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yes,
Yeah.
Commitment.
totally. And on top of that, it's the first day of school, so you're feeling like, I didn't sleep, but I never sleep the first day before.
Right.
So much caffeine, because it's a stunt, it's a very heavy stunt sequence that Tyler and I have to do. I remember seeing you and I was so overwhelmed with joy. But yeah, I was really, I don't know about you, but the first day for me, I was just nervous, really nervous.
Yeah.
I am always nervous though.
It was really, I think I had been away from the set, other than coming back for the finale for season 6, I've been away for a few extra years. So, I mean, Crystal as well. So it was kind of like showing up and seeing the sets that I hadn't seen in so long.
Yeah.
Strangely, it felt like it had been a decade, but it also felt like it had been 2 weeks in the most like strange way. But it was just so exciting to see. We had so much of our old crew back. So it was just great to see like so many old faces and feel like we were picking up where we left off. Early call was a little bit my fault. I was shooting something else, and so
I know.
I had to get a flight back that night.
Wasn't gonna
that was
mention
that
it.
was my fault. That was my fault. That was on me. That was on me. But it was, yeah. I think it was so good, especially having the crew back. Like, crew is such an important part of any show or film that you're on. So to see so many familiar faces was just, with what we had to get done and the time we had to get it done, it was really, really important that people just knew what we were trying to do. And thank God we had the crew we did, because they killed it. They did a great job.
It's really trippy being back in Beacon Hills High School.
Right.
Like, walking through that hallway for me was crazy.
Yeah, that's bizarre. As cliche as it is when you say like it feels like no time has passed at all, that was the first time in my entire life where I've been like, wow, this is bizarre.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm tripping out right now. And I think what helped that was that there was no like speech, like, everybody, welcome back. It's been a long time. We're here to do something great.
Yeah.
It was just action. We're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Just immediately shot back in time. There was no sort of like easing ourselves into it.
No.
And you guys had like the toughest scene ever.
We had like not a moment to lose, so it was just right away. It's like,
Yeah.
everybody ready? Okay, good. Okay, set it up and rolling. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Okay,
Yeah.
this is.
That was great. Now, would you say the movie leaves the door open for a sequel?
I think Paramount wants to say it is open for sequels.
It better be.
I think it is sequels. I've heard. I don't know.
I mean, look what we've done.
No, we're just gonna do this one. We're just gonna do the one. That's it.
It's true.
There's always room for more. Like, you're back.
Yeah.
You've been dead for.
She might still be dead.
Oh, you are dead. Right,
She's
right.
dead.
Yes,
We
of
don't know if
course,
she's
yes.
alive or dead. Yes.
No,
She's dead.
clearly, yeah.
She's in between.
Yeah, but so anything can happen. You know, even if we seal all the doors shut,
Uh-huh.
there's always possibility
That's
for
true.
more.
That's wonderful.
And the hope is to always
Yeah, totally.